So, Clown in a Cornfield is a new slasher film directed by Eli Craig, in which we follow a character named Quinn Maybrook. Her and her father have moved to a town called Kettle Springs to start brand new lives, but they soon realize that this fractured community has fallen on hard times due to the loss of a treasured factory. And, to make matters even worse, not only are tensions between locals rising, but a sinister clown emerges from the shadows to cleanse the town of its burdens, one victim at a time. Before I continue on with today's video, I just wanted to say, welcome to my channel, everybody. For those of you who are coming by my channel for the very first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button to not miss a feature video, whether it's a feature review, a reaction, a top 5, a top 10, or whatever I've coming your way, and join me on my journey to 10K subscribers and beyond, because believe me when I say this, guys, you are not going to miss the cool stuff I have coming your way. And for those of you who are coming back to my channel, by the way, welcome back, everybody. You have no idea how happy I am to see your faces once again. And let's also start our conversation below. Are you guys looking forward to Clown in a Cornfield? Have you heard of this movie? What are your hopes for this movie? What are your fears about this movie? Let me know below. Alrighty, guys, so let's get into Clown in a Cornfield.
Excellent!
This was a movie that, until when I say about like a month, maybe like a month and a half ago, I had no idea about this movie's existence. The only thing that I saw prior to this movie, because I had not seen a trailer, was this poster. There was one detail in that poster that grabbed me immediately, and that was when I saw from the director of Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. If you have not seen Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, I strongly implore you to put that movie on right now, as it is one of the best horror comedies released in the 2010s. Right when I saw that little detail, this became on my must-watch list immediately for that reason. And oh my god, guys, this movie is such a freaking fun time. It is a flarking blast of a movie. I had a great time with Clown in a Cornfield. There's only one performance that I want to talk about, even though Kevin Durand and Will Sasso are in this movie. And by the way, Kevin Durand I thought was really good in the film, along with Will Sasso. There is one performance in particular that I want to talk about, and that's Katie Douglas as Quinn Maybrook. I loved Katie Douglas in this movie. As a matter of fact, I really hope that after this movie, it projects her career further, and not to mention it as well, I can see her becoming a new scream queen. There is a great moment where she and her dad are in a car. Brilliant moment. That's all I'm going to say about that without any spoilers. Like I mentioned to you guys earlier, Eli Craig was the reason why I was so excited to see this movie. And not only does Eli Craig do such a great job once again of playing within genre conventions, but once it gets to a certain point, Eli Craig, in a way like with Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, he flips the script, and what this movie goes into, to say the least, is a batshit crazy time. Clown in a Cornfield starts going to a certain bit where it seems like a type of film, like a type of slasher film that we've seen before, with characters that you know, that we've seen in your typical slasher film. However, once this movie reaches a certain point, and then Eli Craig just not only flips everything, but he puts everything into high gear. He introduces you to something with this movie, and no joke, guys, once something happened in this movie, I literally went, okay, oh my god, whoa! And when you thought this movie couldn't get any crazier, it gets even crazier, and holy crap, does it become so much more fun. One of my favorite things about how Eli Craig directs this movie is how he does a great job of drawing out the tension. One of my favorite sequences in this movie, as y'all can imagine, is when the characters run through, as y'all can imagine, through a cornfield. There is such a great tension-filled moment that, had this film gone a certain way, it could have easily built up to a very obvious scare. However, the way that Eli Craig directs a sequence, it ends with such a great scare. I mean, holy crap. Clown in a Cornfield is just simply put a fun slasher that does have throwbacks to a very 80s homage of a film with how the way the film looks, and even in a way to the film's soundtrack as well. But also it tackles generational horror as well, in particular with Gen Z. Guys, there is such a great comedic bit where Gen Z, in one scene, is trying to do something. I laughed so hard, and I also thought, kids today. And there is a kill in the third act. Gnarly as hell, and I loved it.
Well, that's just fucking great!
But does Clown in a Cornfield have its issues? Unfortunately, yes. First of which being the first act. Now, that's not to say that this movie's first act is a bad first act, because the first act of the movie is still very entertaining, do not get me wrong. However, at the same time, the first act of the movie is frustrating only because the first act frustratingly follows pretty much every slasher that's been made, especially when it comes down to the tropes, how the film starts off. The first act, I do think, does something very, very clever within the slasher conventions. It does frustratingly still follow those tropes. Let's talk about the side characters, the surrounding characters. Besides Cole, and I think Janice is her name, I can't remember a single character's name, and guys, no joke, want to see them, then you'll immediately think, you're just a meat puppet, aren't you? You are going to be killed off by this clown, right? But it's obvious within the first act, even sometimes the second act, who is going to bite it. It's pretty obvious.
And here we go.
So overall, Clown in a Cornfield is a bloody good time. Now sure, while this movie doesn't really do anything new with the slasher genre, at the same time, what it does and playing in that sandbox and where it goes after a certain bit, man, this movie is crazy and it is a damn good time. All in all, I'm gonna give Clown in a Cornfield a 3.75 out of 5. This movie is just such a damn good time, and if it's playing in a theater near you this weekend, please go check it out. It is just a fun time. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Clown in a Cornfield. If so, please hit the like button, or if you dislike this review, hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see any of my previous 2 videos, please click it right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.